Welcome back to Up the Villa and welcome to Clipboard Corner for our match reaction. Spartak 0, Aston Villa 3, our second pre-season game of our campaign / season. We've got the mighty Clipboard Corner. We've done our notes. We've had a look at what's been going on. And in our second game, again, really competitive game, interesting setups from personnel that came into both halves. I would say this was a step up in quality. It was a step up in our intensity of pre-season. So the lineups were as follows, as we can see, tactical pad. We've got Gauci, Digne, Swinkles, Carlos, Nedeljkovic, Dendonka, Berenecha, Ealing Jr., Dobbin, Barry, and Leon Bailey. So that was the first half lineup. And we started this one a little bit slower. It was a little bit, didn't have as much intensity as the second half. The second half, for me, was a lot better. There was more intensity there. We had a little bit more zip and a bit more zest about our play. But there was still some really good moments in that first half. Dobbin started the game as well. So it was really good to see him get his first start and some minutes for Aston Villa. He played alongside Louis Barry as well, so he didn't play out wide. We've got Bailey, who was playing off that right-hand side as well. But some of the major talking points, especially from the first half, was Costa Nedeljkovic. This was a position that I thought was really, really good. I think it's a player that I think he's going to be in and amongst that sort of Villa match day squad for sure. I think I'm starting to see areas of the game that are starting to get I'm starting to see a lot of intricate parts to his game, which I really, really like. The first thing that I've spotted, and this is the first game that I've spotted this, is him coming into central midfield. He's now drifting into this central area, and I think this is something that we're starting to see. It's an area of his game now that we're starting to see in pre-season. So coming into this area, he's comfortable playing inside here. And what he has started to do as well, he started to go into that central area, but then he's also started to go and make these runs a little bit more central as well and get into this area. So Nedeljkovic, that's something that I started to see in the first half, especially when he was on. And I think I spoke about this when Maatsen signed for Aston Villa, how Maatsen has that ability to cut and go more central and more inside as well. So that's an area, it's something that we've spotted and something that's starting to happen. So the next big thing in the first half was the Leon Bailey goal. It was great work from Ealing Jr., who had drifted into a little bit more of a central area through here. He'd done a little bit of nice work through here. It then just fell to Leon Bailey, who, when Leon Bailey in this area, when he's at that 1v1 with a player, cuts in on that left foot, we know now what happens. When Leon Bailey cuts in on that left foot, it's going in one direction and it's in the back of the net. Dobbin had another bit of a bright moment as well, picking up the ball centrally, fed a ball into Louis Barry, who needed to take the shot first time. He didn't take it first time. He dwelled on the ball a little bit and he lost the ball and the chance disappeared. So all in all, the first half was okay. It was good. But the standout for me was Nedeljkovic and the Bailey goal. Those were the standout areas, especially of that first half. Second half, we saw a lot more changes, a lot more personnel came into the team, 11 changes, and this is what we went for in the second half. So Olsen, Moreno, Pau Feeney, Cash, Barkley, Bogard, Caden Young, Archer, Rogers, and we've got Young on twice, so we shouldn't have Young on twice. We need to bring in Kesler Hayden. So let's just bring in Kesler Hayden to the lineup. So Kesler Hayden came in. So we've got Young and Kesler Hayden. Interestingly, Kesler Hayden is now playing as more of an attacking player. We know that a lot of his loan spells, when I've watched him at youth level, he's played at right back, but during pre-season, he's currently playing on that right-hand side as an attacking winger. Morgan Rogers was the standout player for me. He was absolutely instrumental. his movement, his power, his hold-up play, his link-up with Barkley is just on another level. That link-up for me is a partnership that is starting to blossom really, really well. And yeah, Rodgers scored, took his goal really, really well. Really nice finish. Ball over the top from Ross Barkley. We've got a 2-on-2. Well, we've got a 3-on-2, sorry. It was Caden Young who got his shot off, and it was Rodgers then who finished off with the rebound. So, again, Rodgers is having a real good pre-season. Barkley was bossing it in the middle of the park as well. He played really well. And then Rodgers slipped in Archer for his goal. A nice finish that took a bit of a deflection. But all in all, it was a really good run out. Olsen made some good saves as well. So Olsen played his part. So yeah, second pre-season game done and dusted. Another 3-0 victory to Aston Villa. I think the performances are starting to just ramp up a little bit with the opposition that we're playing. Standout performers then for me, Nedeljkovic stepping into midfield has looked a real threat, whether he's going into midfield, whether he's going on those inverting runs forward. Rodgers looks like he's just ice cold. He's performing to a really high level. You know, the confidence is there. The belief in his ability is there. He looks a proper player. Ross Barkley, again, bossing games. So those three players for me really stood out in this performance. But if I had to pick the player of the game for me over the course of the two halves, it would be Morgan Rodgers. So the first game against Walsall, it was Barkley. Second game for me, it is going to be Morgan Rodgers. So Villa fans, let me know your thoughts if you watched the game. Make sure you're subscribing, liking the channel, comment your thoughts. Up the Villa.